What's great about getting older is that you have more free time.
And it's really terrific to now have control over my own time, take on new activities that I didn't have time for before when I was nursing.
You can decide what you want to do without the obligation of having to do anything particular.
Perhaps having a little bit more time to do things that you normally couldn't do.
Growing older, you forget about things and you're not worried about life general, you just live it now rather than worry about it.
That we have a lot more information, a lot more experiences, and I quite like the fact that I don't have to go and work anymore.
You can do a lot of things that you really weren't game to do when you were younger. And I have a husband who is very helpful and allows me to do the things that I want to do.
It's hard to find anything great about getting old.
And I'm enjoying my old age. I've really hit a new phase in life, new freedom.
I don't feel old. I've never been old. Age is just a number.
So I do not really have a feeling that I'm getting older or do not want to accept it.
As I'm getting older, my daughter got older and has given me a beautiful granddaughter. So that has enhanced my life tenfold, hundredfold. So I think, enjoying your family.
Is having grandchildren. And they're saying, I love you. And they draw my photos. Sometimes they draw me and I put them on the wall.
Well, what concerns me about getting older, even though I'm having I've just reached that stage of where I have to think about it, is that I'm not sure what's around the corner. I'm not sure will I be able to face any horrible eventuality, if something horrible was to occur, an accident or something terrible happens. How will I cope with that, and who will be there to assist me?
Yeah, well, getting older has its issues. I want to remain healthy because my husband and I, we're both caring for our 9-year-old granddaughter.
Big concern will be that mind will be active, that's what I hope, and the body may not keep up with what the mind wants to do. So that is going to be the biggest concern.
The illnesses that come with getting older, if we look at a medical book, and all the illnesses that are in that medical book, it's bigger than a brick. You couldn't jump over it.
If your health deteriorates, I think that would be the worst thing that can happen for me personally. Because I do have a fairly good support within my family, and I would feel comfortable, knowing that they would support me if I felt ill, but I wouldn't like it for myself, obviously. So health is a big concern as you get older.
Lack of mobility. I'm finding that the arthritis is kicking in. There are those sorts of problems. My eyesight's getting worse. My memory's going. All those things.
I'm not concerned, whatever, because I'm a religious person and I believe God will put me anywhere and He's taking care of me.
Going into an aged care facility concerns me. I know there's a lot of elder abuse in aged care facilities. My mum was in one and she was subjected to some abuse, which I took to the Aged Care Complaints Commission.
Well, having had an old friend spend some 13 years in a nursing home who had all her faculties, it was very hard to see the fact that the food was not good and just personal hygiene and care in that regard was not very good for people who know exactly what's going on around them.
The poverty of older people is just growing because of government's failure to regulate.
I think you can sometimes become invisible, so you sort of get passed over because there's a younger sort of person in front that wants to be served first.
These days you'll find most of the young ones do not pay any respect to people. They'll push in front of you in a queue and take advantage rather than help the elderly.
Respect. I think everyone wants to be accepted for who they are. They want to be allowed to express who they are authentically and to be treated with kindness and just be happy. So if anything happens in your life that causes you unhappiness, that's probably someone being disrespectful to you.
Treating people like you would like to be treated yourself. Treating people the right way, being courteous, being kind. You're always out there to help people. That's what I believe respect is to any group, whether it be children, young adults, and especially to seniors, because I know seniors deserve to be treated courteously and kindly.
Yeah, respect, really, really important. It means treating me like I'm a valid member of the society.
Respect is, for me, children listen to your opinion.
Respect means that you are regarded as a functioning, worthwhile individual in a community. So we have a major problem in our community that people over 55 are past it, and they're not.
Well, respect that you value people's opinions, their feelings. You treat all people with respect. There's not much of that around today, unfortunately.
Respect to me means having your opinions valued, not being criticised for your opinions.
Respect means to me people treating you just like everybody else, I guess, and not thinking because you're older you should be treated differently. I find that there's a lot of discrimination out there in employment.
Just the fact that people don't treat me as some old idiot who no longer knows what she's doing. And I think a lot of respect is missing these days.
Talking about financial, physical, sexual or psychological abuse is a very important part of this conference. And in my research, I've discovered that in other countries, neglect of elderly people, particularly family members, is actually a crime. And it should be a crime.
Respect. It means that people in my family and around me take note of what I say.
Respect means that you allow people to be themselves. I'm a gay man and I've just had a year of abuse from the government over this marriage equality, this marriage debate, which was not necessary.
Respect means to me it's a basic principle of being a human being that you would think that everyone would offer to you. It's a natural, it should be a natural reaction.
Asking for help, I think, immediately is your family members.
Family has always been there for me and always will, and so have my great group of friends always been around.
Who do I ask for help? My sister is one of my mainstays. I know that I can go to the doctor that's local. I have a lot to do with the mental health people in town, and I know I can go to them and get assistance when I need to.
Because friends and family don't always want to be involved with your problems, so you have to turn to other sources.
Yeah, there are people that in the community that I can ask for help. My GP is a good place to start if I've got any concerns.
But if I need help at all, I will go only to my wife and my sons, not beyond. But I do not really want to be in a position when I have to ask for anything at all.
Look, I think there's government services available. I'm sure there's government services available. Family, of course, family, friends, you can always ask them. I've got a close family, I'm lucky. Again, I'm lucky in my circumstances, but so many people aren't lucky. so many people aren't lucky.
Yes, I guess community health centres. I go to a community health centre where they do massages and acupuncture, and there's always counsellors there that you can speak to.
I would go to the gay and lesbian community for help. Is probably where I align myself.
There's so much one you can get through different church organisations, through your local councils. It's all so much home help that I never knew existed. But I wasn't aware of just how much help there was there, that this abuse, seniors abuse, covers so many different fields, not just physical abuse.
I had an uncle that had actually had a stroke, and he owns a farm that's worth $1 million. And a couple come along to work on the farm with him, and they actually tried to get him to sign the farm over to them. Luckily, I had an auntie that was once a principal of the school that come to the party, and she actually took the brother to see a lawyer. If that hadn't have happened, he would have signed the property over to this couple.
Well, to me, it has been a challenge, especially being on my own for the last 15 years. And having helped an old friend who was 20 odd years older than me after she lost her husband, coping with just the day-to-day routine of life and company more than anything, being able to still drive and go and take others out that are less fortunate than myself and help them in their daily routine. So I think growing old gracefully and hopefully still keeping one's health to a certain point is very important and very enjoyable.
I don't look my age, I don't act my age, I don't dress my age. The first time I ever got onto public transport and someone says, "Would you like a seat, madam?" I nearly fainted. And I didn't take the seat. I just couldn't see myself doing that yet.
Aging, I think, what it's like is either you're green and growing or you're ripe and rotting. So constantly learning new things, being open to new adventures. So it doesn't matter what age you are, you can enjoy the green and growing part of life, which is forever. When we think we know everything, we tend to be ripe and rotting.